Hi everybody. I'm just going to wait for the stream to populate into the Facebook page and make sure that we're live and streaming before I begin. But welcome. Okay, I think we're live. Hi everybody. Welcome to episode 16 of the Legit eBiz show. I'm thrilled to bring to you a really exciting topic today, and I'm going to talk to you about which pillar of the online business world is the right one for you to be in. There's a lot to unpack here, so I want to get started. On that note, I will just say that it is a rainy day. That's Shelby right there. Um, she'll probably make another appearance before this is over. But where are you tuning in from today? Just let me know, please, so that I can know who's online today. Do you want to say hello to the people? This is Shelby. Yeah, you can look in the camera. No, I can't. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get started because I got a lot to share with you today. And yeah, the topic of discussion is which of the five main online pillars of e-commerce is the right one for you to be in? Because this is a big question that we all need to answer for ourselves. Hopefully, before you've gone down the wrong path. This was the situation that I was not quite so lucky to have found myself in. I guess it'd be about 8 years ago now, when I started down the path of Amazon private label. And so hopefully I can save some other people some time and probably some money in choosing right in the first place. So on that note, let me get started and just say to you that the first of the main five pillars I'm going to talk to you about is e-commerce. Hi there, Tammy. How are you? Hello from Phoenix. Are you guys having a heat wave? I know there's been some really crazy weather in North America lately. We're on the tail end of a big thunderstorm that's caused just a tremendous amount of downfall of rain and flooding. Unfortunately, we've had mudslides, deadly mudslides, which is really a shame. But yeah, yes, heat wave. Yeah, yeah. We've at least we can have measures that we can take to accommodate for that. But in any event, let me just carry on quickly and say that the first pillar that I want to unpack for you is e-commerce, and it's a bit of a misnomer because e-commerce strictly means anything that is bought and sold online, electronic commerce. But we've kind of, all of us have kind of turned it into meaning selling physical products online. So for the purpose of this discussion, let's just look at it from that perspective. I don't know if you heard my tummy growling there. um, for e-commerce, there's so many different ways that you can look at selling physical products online. And one of the main ones that's super popular is Amazon, right? And there's even on Amazon, there's multiple ways that you can actually sell on that platform. So it's really important that you take a deep dive ahead of time and find out what the risk model is of any one of these models before you get knee deep in it, because it can wind up being, for example, on Amazon, the way that I went down the private label path, where you put your label on a physical product and then you take it into Amazon and you sell it on their platform. This model is the most costly, the highest risk, the most complicated, like of all of them. And there's the other end of the spectrum where you can sell on Amazon physical products and have a fraction of the risk or cash outlay or complication factor. And that way would be looking at it from doing a wholesale perspective or being a reseller of existing products and existing brands. And there's an existing system and strategy that you can use, a process that can teach you how to actually do that, and go to a company that's already on Amazon, that's already on the platform and selling well, and ask and negotiate to become a reseller of their product. And this happens all the time, by the way. It might be more familiar to you to think of it in terms of like Nike, right? You can buy Nike runners in all kinds of outlets that do not say Nike on the door, right? This is a case where people have negotiated the reseller rights with Nike and for them to be able to sell whichever runners they're stocking at the moment. And this can be something that we can do for any number of products on the platform, and also on all the different platforms worldwide. for Amazon. It doesn't just have to be in the US. So this is one way to consider looking at selling physical products online. But as far as e-commerce goes, you can also look at the drop shipping model, which is actually really can be a great way to go and a great way to get started, because you don't need to have hardly any money to get started. All you really need is time to get going. And you also don't ever have to worry about inventory in that model. So all those headaches of the supply chain and that whole importing and transportation is not your problem. It's something that you don't have to deal with, which is wonderful, because it can be a humongous issue, believe me. And so when you're looking at doing a drop shipping model, what you're basically doing is you're becoming a middleman. You're identifying a product that somehow you've got tools to help you to figure out what you think is going to be a good seller. You go to a manufacturer like online, I don't mean physically go there, and make sure that they are willing to send one of these products one by one as you get a sale in, so that you do not have to have the inventory come to you or come to a third-party warehouse for yourself. And then what you do is you advertise it, and you create a page and maybe a Shopify store, because that's one of the platforms we talk about in this model in e-commerce. And you make a sale, and as soon as you sell one of those products, let's say it's a little necklace or something, because jewelry is a super popular category for drop shipping, then as soon as that sale occurred, it would then automatically put the order in with the manufacturer, and they would make the product then and ship it out to your person, your buyer. And that's why oftentimes with drop shipping, the shipping takes a long time. It's like it can be 4 to 6 weeks, and that's why. Because when you see those long lead times, that means that the product is actually, it might not even be made yet. And if it is, it's in a warehouse somewhere. So that's kind of the drop shipping model in a nutshell. But you can also look at doing e-commerce, selling physical products on Walmart.com, on JetBlue, on Etsy, on eBay. And I'll just say quickly with regard to Etsy, this is a platform that is 100% dedicated to homemade items. So if you can't get something manufactured in China and then sell it on Etsy, that's a platform that it doesn't work that way. So if you're somebody who likes to tinker and you've got a good hobby, that maybe you want to, you're making things already in your basement and in your garage, Etsy would be a great place, a great platform. And there are some people on there. Again, jewelry is a huge one. Where they are just, you can make a really decent side income. And I've even heard of a few people who make enough money they gave up their day job, so that's kind of cool. There's also print on demand, which falls in this category too, and that's another really great one because, again, no inventory and almost non-existent startup costs. So if you're strapped to for cash and you're looking for a way to get started, something that you can do right away, print on demand is a really good option as well, because these days we print on demand all kinds of things, not just hoodies and backpacks, and basically you come up with a cool creative design or slogan, and you put it on these platforms. Again, you have to get eyeballs on it, right? That's the thing. You have to get people to see your offer before somebody can actually make a purchase. But once you've done that, you are able to have, as soon as an order goes through and you make a sale, that item then gets printed and made. And so for a manufacturer, for one of the ones you might choose, if you're doing these shirts, they would have the shirts made already. They would just literally have to go and print it after the sale is made. So that's kind of how that works, and then it would get sent directly to your customer, which is kind of cool. And this is also a really neat thing that you could consider doing as kind of like branding and a side thing for any other existing business you may have. If you wanted to put your brand logo on a ball cap or something, or do a special promotion at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, that kind of thing. It's so much more accessible for everybody today than it is back in the day when you had to have an order of 10,000 pens in order to put your company name on a pen, that kind of thing. So the print on demand is pretty exciting. But that's kind of e-commerce in a nutshell. I'm going to whip through these pretty quick so that I can get through all 5, and any questions along the way, feel free to put them in, and I'll definitely reply to questions after the fact too. The second main pillar of not e-commerce, but of online business is podcasting and blogging. And I've put those two into one category because they're similar, but certainly have their differences. In the end, I believe that they're both a platform you could create for yourself that you could kind of use as a jumping off point for your entire business. If you wanted to just simply be a podcaster and nothing else, or simply be a blogger, you can definitely do that. But there's so much more you can do with either one of those two things that would just kind of like put your business on steroids. But with podcasting, what you're doing is, there's my tummy again, I do intermittent fasting and I haven't broken my fast yet today, so that's why it's growling on me. That's another reason why I'll rush through this, because I want to hurry up and have my coffee. I know you can have coffee when you're intermittent fasting, but I like it with cream and sugar, so I can't have it during that time. Anyway, with podcasting, what you're going to do is you're going to have to come up with a great reason for people to listen to you, not just a topic matter, a subject matter, real estate or pets or health, or why is somebody going to pick yours over somebody else's, and coming up with either a real distinct problem that you're going to solve is a great way to look at that, or also deciding on who your audience is going to be. This is usually ground zero for just about any business out there. So if you figure out first who you want to serve, and then back it up from there and figure out how and what kind of solutions you're going to offer them, everything falls into place. So with podcasting, there are numerous platforms you can choose from. The startup costs are almost, again, non-existent unless you need some gear, unless you need a microphone or some lights or whatever. Whatever else you might need to actually deliver the podcast. But you can deliver as often as you want. There's some people who are doing them daily, which is a lot. But weekly is probably close to a minimum, if that's 100% what your business is. And I'll just kind of slide the blogging in here on the same topic, because it's a similar thing. The difference is you're mostly going to be typing in a blog and maybe putting some photos in there, which is why I prefer a blog to a podcast personally. And this is another thing to consider as you're looking at these different options for yourself. Where do your natural tendencies point you in which direction? Like, where do they lead? Are you somebody who prefers to talk or be on camera? Or would you rather type? And would you rather be more creative and get pictures together and do stuff like that? That would be a really good way to decide which one of those two you wanted to go with. And by the way, I'm just starting a blog now, and there's going to be a tab on there for the podcast for this show too. So I'm actually going to have both on one, because why not? There are no rules. You can do it however you want to do it. Why can't I have both? In fact, there's new words, vlogging and I guess it's just that, vlogging, where you do video blogs, which is basically a podcast. Mind you, I suppose there's some leeway there, because podcasting is strictly defined, I think, as audio. It doesn't have to, it can be video as well, but it doesn't have to be video as well. So there's a little bit of a difference there. But these days there's also been a huge resurgence shot into the podcasting industry, thanks to Clubhouse and other new social media audio apps that are out there, and it's just taken right off again. So yeah, if it's an area that's of interest to you, do, because the other thing too is once you get your blog or podcast set or your podcast set up, you can do so many different things to make money on the side of that and on the back of that business. And I'm going to talk to you more about that actually right now. I see I've moved my next topic in line with this because it just flows so beautifully, and that is affiliate marketing. That would be pillar number 3. And affiliate marketing, it's one of my favorites, and I do affiliate marketing. And basically, there's so many different ways you can approach it. You can be an affiliate marketer on a humongous scale, or just on a little tiny here and there type of approach. If you're doing the little tiny things, here's what you do. Let me just first explain what exactly affiliate marketing is in case you're not quite sure. It's basically the digital equivalent of a referral fee, of giving somebody a commission for introducing a buying customer. So, in our brick and mortar world, you might get, a special discount or free product from your hair salon if you recommended somebody to go there and they got a couple clients from you. Digitally, just about every single service provider out there has an affiliate program these days. Basically what they're doing is if you become an affiliate for that program and you send them a buying customer, you're going to get a referral for that. And I mean, it's really great if you can do it on monthly recurring services. Like, for example, if you want to promote a funnel software platform like ClickFunnels or like Kartra or like Kajabi, that would be something that if you get somebody to buy under your link, under your affiliate link, you're going to get monthly referral commission from that, which is pretty sweet. And I know a lot of affiliate marketers, what we tend to do is any of the services that we are using, it's one of the number one goals is to get that monthly charge covered with other affiliates that you've already, with affiliate commission that you've got that you're getting because of people you've brought into that service, so that you're not actually paying for any of these services that you need. Because I've got a funnel account, I've got tons of different softwares and platforms that I work on for my business, and being able to get those monthly fees paid for is excellent. So this is something you can do, and if you're not sure if something online has an affiliate program or not, just scroll down to the bottom of the website. You can always send an email and ask them, contact them. But if you scroll down to the bottom and you look, often in that menu, there'll be either the words affiliate or partner. Partner program is also an affiliate program in most cases. So that's the smaller way. The bigger way is to actually promote big ticket programs. Or other people and their services. And if you wanted to do that, you have to become an affiliate for them. But then if you're promoting a program that is several $1,000s, you'll make a really decent amount of money. It varies a lot, but it's well worth the while, well worth the effort. So you can imagine if you've got a podcast or a blog set up and you've got offers that you know are out there, and you're talking about something that is on topic with your subject matter and the people who are tuning in to listen to you, and now you've actually got something you know that they're going to want and need. If your blog or podcast is about online business and you do this funnel page, for example, and let's say you get to be an affiliate with ClickFunnels, and you offer that either when you're speaking or directly with an ad right on your actual blog or podcast page, and people are going to click on it, eventually you're going to get somebody to go through. And I mean, it's just such a great way. And now as you start seeing on other people's websites and whatnot, all of these different things that they're doing, most likely they are affiliate offers. And this is actually great. It's a great way to do business and to have business brought to you, because the leads that you end up getting when it's from an affiliate are much warmer, because they've been introduced by somebody they trust and find is credible, way more so than if they just answered an ad you put out. So that's something to think about. But number 4 for the fourth pillar of online business is freelancing. And I just love this one because it's so diverse. And there are so many ways, like just about anybody with any type of personality, with any type of skill set, can find a place in freelancing that would work for them. And today there are so many things that you can do. And if you're not sure, a really good way is to go onto Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and take a look at all of those services that are available, because you could be a provider of any one of those services. And I'm not saying that you would necessarily put yourself out there on Fiverr, although you could put yourself as a freelancer out on multiple platforms and get the word out, potentially get sales from that. But you would be able to, there's a lot of different ways that as an individual person and provider, you could find clients who need you that don't require you to go onto those platforms, or maybe don't require you to put Facebook ads on or that kind of thing. There's a lot of organic ways that we can market today, and they almost all utilize social media. So, but that's a topic for another day, but that's also something you could do as a freelancer, is help people with their social media marketing. There's a ton of services that Amazon sellers, for example, need, or that affiliate marketers need, that they just don't have time to do themselves. And believe me when I say, that is the number one thing. There were so many great ideas and marketing strategies and techniques that I wanted to try when I was in private label selling on Amazon, and I just didn't have the time because I had so much to do and I didn't have enough help. That was one of my main problems in my business at that time. But if you wanted to just serve Amazon sellers, for example, there are heaps of ways that you can just reach them directly through Facebook groups that are dedicated to them. And you could find out from somebody like me exactly which would be the top type of services that they would want. And you could go and become a specialist in them. And just like that, you could have this large following of people. You'd have more work than you would have time to do. You would have to pick and choose your clients for sure, which would not be great, right? and you decide, okay, well, I only want to work with women, or I only want to work with people who are doing health or in fitness stuff, or I only want to work with people who are into electronics. I mean, you never know what your parameter might be, and you can actually tailor it that finely, which I think is super exciting and wonderful. But there are so many ways to go with freelancing, and it also is things like tutoring online, which is huge right now. And I imagine it will continue to be so. Maybe not quite to the level it's been this last year with COVID and everything, but it's going to continue to be much bigger than it was beforehand. Because people are realizing, oh, it works, and it's much more convenient and it's easy to do, easier than, driving all over town and, getting kids or people to certain places where courses are happening and that kind of thing. So anything you can do online like that is definitely still going to have a huge place. So yeah, pretty exciting, I think. The next one, and the fifth one, is coaching and consulting. And this is a huge one. There's a couple of different things that might very well be their own little leg of a pillar that I've put into this category. Things like course creation or content creation, coming up with info products of your own. Running virtual challenges would fall under this category. And basically with coaching and consulting, what you're doing is you're taking your expertise or the expertise of somebody else, and you are helping people with that. Either by usually when you're coaching, it can be a group scenario, or it can be one-on-one. It can be one time only, or multiple times for 3 or 4 or 5 at a time over a course of a couple of weeks, that kind of thing. But basically with your consulting, the difference there is that when you are a consultant, people will come to you to find out how to do something, and then they will go away and do it. When you are a coach, they will come to you and find out not only how to do it, but help me to figure out the system, the steps that I'm going to take to actually get that thing done. So it's much more hand-holding and interaction. Yeah, they're both very, very exciting to be involved in. And like I said earlier with virtual challenges, this is another really fun way that you can help people and also move them into something further afterwards, which is a great thing about that. If you think of a virtual challenge as a mechanism, right, a way for people to get to know you a little bit, and to see, are we on the same vibe here? Do I like and trust this person? Do I think they know what the heck they're talking about? Do I want to learn more? And that can happen over, a virtual challenge over 3, 5, 7, 10 days, after which you would offer something to carry on with, along the same lines of the topic that you just took them through. So it's a really fun way to get to know and bring people into your universe quickly. So, but in the meantime, also creating content and putting things together that you're going to ultimately offer to your people. They all kind of fall under this category. So, and that actually brings me back to this last one. As far as freelancing goes, there's a lot of stuff that you can create for Amazon sellers and for affiliate marketers that they would want to utilize in that kind of way. Things like lead magnets, information, infographics, PDFs, checklists, templates, things like that. There's a humongous amount of potential. Videos, creating cartoon type videos, or editing other videos, doing things with photographs, bots, electronic things, marketing, social media posting, like the list goes on and on. There's so many things, and there's so many of them that literally you could get started even if you don't know. For example, let's say, just take something out of the air here. If you like the idea of these doodly videos, these cartoon type videos, you could take 2 days and become an expert on that, just like that, and be working. And that thing is like about $110 a year to have access to their platform. So not a lot of money. You could get a client before you even knew how to do that, and say, I'll give you a 3-day turnaround, go figure out how to do it, and there you go. So just know there are so very many options for you available that you can take. And on that note, I would like to say that I did mention I am launching a blog. It's not available yet, but it will be soon, and it's going to be called the Profitable Expat. That's the name of the blog. and we're going to talk about things to do with online business, as well as how to fund your expat lifestyle. If you're somebody who wants to travel around the world, or go on trips and extended vacations, this would be the place for you, because I'll help you figure out how to fund that. I've been doing it for 20 years, so it's been pretty fun. And yeah, I'll definitely let you all know when it's ready to go, and hope to see you over there checking it out. And in the meantime, as soon as I'm done with this video and it's finished uploading, I'm going to put a link underneath of it for a free resource I'd like to offer you, which has got a little bit more information about affiliate marketing. Is just one of the examples that I've chosen to give you more of a taster on. So go ahead and help yourself to that. And in the meantime, if you have any other questions at all or comments, by all means put them in the chat. I will definitely be circling back around and revisiting those again soon. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. This podcast happens same time, same day, every week, which is Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, we'll come to you with number 17 next week, and perhaps that'll be the launch of the blog. That would be something to look forward to. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate your time, and have yourself a great weekend. Thank you.